I had not planned to attend the wedding. For years, I had let my absence speak louder than any argument or explanation ever could. My parents had insisted on independence, while funding every whim, tuition, and ambition of my sister Emily. I had chosen freedom, self-sufficiency, and distance over confrontation, walking away quietly and deliberately. 9 years had passed. I had built a life, a career, a sense of self-worth that required no parental validation. But today, in this ornate hall of fresh flowers and expensive candles, I felt the subtle weight of expectation, unspoken, indirect, and yet as heavy as ever. The ceremony progressed. Vows, rings, soft applause. Everything was meticulously planned, perfect in its polish. And then, mid-toast, my parents leaned toward each other. Their voices, quiet but sharp enough for me to catch, trembled with uncharacteristic uncertainty. "Why does it feel like something's missing?" my father muttered. I paused, pretending to adjust the napkin in my lap, letting the words hang in the air. The question carried more than confusion. It was the echo of years of overlooking me, of failing to recognize the life I had quietly built without them. Emily's fiancé, standing beside her at the altar, went pale. His hand hovered near her waist, and his face drained of color. The words came from him before he could stop them. "Shut up. This person is..." And in that moment, eyes from across the room swept toward me. Recognition, delayed for almost a decade, landed all at once. Not mockery, not surprise, not admiration exactly, but acknowledgement. The presence I had maintained, the life I had crafted without their support, was suddenly undeniable. I did not speak. I did not explain. I did not perform for them. My quiet absence, my composed demeanor, had already conveyed what words never could. The room adjusted, subtly but perceptibly. My parents' eyebrows lifted, their lips parted in fleeting realization. The child they had dismissed as independent, out of obligation, the one they had favored less, had grown into someone impossible to ignore. I remembered the small moments that had led here. The nights I worked multiple shifts to pay tuition, the apartments I rented on my own, the career I built without guidance or safety nets. Every sacrifice, every overlooked success, every quiet achievement contributed to this single, unspoken statement: I had flourished despite them, not because of them. The fiancé's reaction crystallized the shift in power. He had never accounted for my competence, my independence, my presence. The silent recognition radiating from him was tangible, a mirror of the subtle authority I had held for years without acknowledgement. My parents, caught off guard, shifted in their seats. Their carefully constructed image of family balance, of nurturing the successful child, faltered. For the first time, the disparity they had cultivated became visible not through argument or confrontation, but through the undeniable fact of my existence and composure. The rest of the ceremony blurred slightly. Applause, vows, photography, all continued around me, but I remained detached, observing. Satisfaction, yes. But a quiet, measured satisfaction. This was not triumph for its own sake. It was acknowledgement without spectacle. It was the subtle power of self-possession. I leaned back slightly, letting the moment settle. No one had shouted, no one had been humiliated. Authority had shifted not through spectacle, but through visibility. My calm, prepared, undeniable presence. My parents had questioned themselves. Emily's fiancé had recognized it instinctively. And the room, whether consciously or not, had absorbed it as well. When the ceremony concluded, I exited alongside the flow of guests. My parents lingered near the altar, whispering, still processing. I caught a glimpse of my mother's expression, puzzled, tentative, tinged with regret. I did not approach. I did not forgive. I merely walked forward, composed, my posture straight. The quiet assurance of years of self-reliance carrying me out of the hall and into the evening air. In that cool, scented air outside the venue, I allowed myself the smallest, private acknowledgement. The absence I had maintained had spoken louder than any confrontation could. The control, subtle yet unmistakable, rested entirely with me now. I had claimed my space, earned Recitaine dignity, without spectacle, without demand, without revenge. And in the quiet of that night, I realized the truth of it all. The years of absence had not erased hurt, nor had they filled the spaces my parents left behind. But they had produced clarity. authority, earned and restrained, was far more enduring than any outward display. I stepped into the car waiting at the curb. The driver opened the door. I settled into the seat. Shoulders straight, eyes forward. Behind me the hall buzzed with celebration. Inside me the quiet certainty of agency. The missing piece my parents had felt. It had always been there. I simply carried it myself.